What makes this breathwork work is that everyone has this amazing body's inner healing potential. And in this setting, with a series of music carefully selected and put together, and your willingness to breathe more deeply and freely, you can access your inner healing potential. That is your guide for this breathwork journey today. Then you allow your body's innate healing potential to do its work for you. And your job is to trust your body's ability to release and heal by letting go of your expectations and intentions and surrender to the process. So I would like to introduce 3 keys that can support you to drop in as deepest as possible emotions, movement, and making sounds. I'll go through each one of them. Emotions. You can welcome whatever feeling emerges and stay with it as long as you can and go with it as deep as you can. Sensations can be very subtle at first, so tune into tiny body sensations and welcome them and feel them as much as possible. For example, a little irritation, frustration, or even boredom can lead you to an experience. And second is movement. Body knows how to release and what to release, and our monkey mind suppresses. So follow your body's intelligence and impulses. You can start breathing sitting up or laying down and switch in the middle of the music set. And you can also change your body position or roll around, shake your body, shake your hands, and you kick your legs if your body is inclining to do so. The only thing I don't encourage to do is to stand up for your own safety. And third is making sound. Making sound can be the most powerful, effective way to release your stagnated energetic blocks. You can make sound, scream, or tone into the music, whatever feels right for you at a moment. Allow yourself to release. And if you worry about your neighbor or family members in the house, then have a pillow or a towel to cover your mouth so you can rip your sound or shout like, leave me alone, go away, no, 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 back off, and yes, yes, yes. And that could be lead to amazing amount of energetic release. Yes. So, and sometimes you can have an experience, none of these happens, like no emotions, no sound making, or no movement happens. Just to have a very quiet, blissful stillness throughout the music set. We call it yogic trance sleep, which can be also a great opportunity for your body to release excess tension and stress that are unconsciously stored in your body for many years or even decades. Your body knows what needs to be released, and your body's inner intelligence or healing potential only brings out things that are ready to be released. So trust this process and let go of your expectations, intentions, and surrender to the process. If you are a control freak or having a difficult time quieting your mind, then what I recommend you is tune inside. Always bring your whole attention inside of your body and quietly observe what's happening internally and check if physical sensations or impulses are emerging, like tingling sensations with your fingertips, numbness, some parts of your body, or tightness, or tears start to stream down, then even you're not feeling sad at all, then become curious and stay being with it without naming and analyzing and comparing. And if you receive a tiny, subtle body's impulse, then make it big, like making sound, screaming, rolling your body, shaking your body, or speaking or chanting and tone into the music. The music set is about 60 minutes, and it is your opportunity to honor and follow your body's ability to release and heal. You might be amazed at what your body can do. This breathwork journey is solely guided by your own inner healing potential that is already inside of you. So we strongly suggest not intentionally mixing with other breathing methods, healing techniques, or any other substances. Also, if you are breathing with your partner or friends right next to each other, laying down or sitting right next to each other, since this is an internal personal journey to go inside. So do not pull the other person into your experience by touching or hugging or pulling it, physically pulling the t-shirts or shirts and of the other person. And unless you have a mutual consent or agreement to do that to each other. Sometimes you might worry about what if too much happens? Fear, anxiety, or panic mode shows up and starting becoming stronger and more powerful. Then what if I get too scared? So most of the cases, it is because of the ego defense. So when you try something new, egoic defense is to protect ourselves from unfamiliar territory, maybe possibly, put ourselves in danger. So when you try something new like this type of breath work to potentially move into the unknown territory, to learn about yourself and expand, grow and expand, ego mind kicks in and starts defending itself by preventing you from stepping into the unknown. Sometimes some notion or voice comes up and saying like, watch out, it might be dangerous. You don't know what's waiting on the other side. It might even evoke fear, anxiety, or panicking mode to keep you stay as where you have been, because it feels safe in the familiar sameness. Or it sometimes brings up sleepiness that can start with mind chatterings like, oh, how long do I need to keep pushing myself breathing? This is kind of stupid. Nothing is happening. I wonder what other people are feeling or experiencing. So if that mind chatter starts, then it is time to focus on your breathing. Bring your whole attention internally and focus on breathing. I'm going to tell you the breathing style later. But when too much fear or anxiety emerged and you feel there's no way you can keep going on, then I still encourage you to keep breathing and go through the fire. When you feel like, oh, I'm stuck, I don't want to go anymore, and there's no way out, then the only way out is through, going all the way through. And you will come out on the other side being stronger and wiser, because by going through this type of deep inner work, you will deepen the understanding about who you are and what you are made of. So your experience of being present to go through a difficult, dark, maybe scary breathwork process can be priceless. And now I'd like to mention a little bit about sexual energy. Sexual energy is one of the most powerful energy that we human beings have, and it might come out during the session. When your suppressed sexual energy emerges, it could be liberating to express it, or it could be very uncomfortable if you have a traumatic memory attached to the energy or a negative memory attached to it. When that happens, please remember, you can feel the support from all other breathers who are courageously taking on this self-discovery journey with you. We're all in this together, and I am here holding space for you to go through this inner journey with you also. And whatever material shows up during the session is emerging from your deeper conscious level. That's what you have been unconsciously suppressed deep down inside. It's not added from outside. It's emerging from inside during the session. So not releasing it is, in the long run, it might start to create fogginess in your head and fatigue you, age you, and debilitate your health and well-being, possibly. But if it becomes too much and absolutely you cannot take it anymore, then you can do this. You can slow down your breath and tune into the music and immerse yourself with allow yourself to wrap around by this beautiful music set. I also strongly recommend you stay with yourself all the way till the end of the session. Even whatever reason you slow down the breath, that is fine. But please do not give up on yourself. Just to stay with your journey and stay with yourself until the end of the music set. And now I'm going to introduce types of effects you might experience during this breathing session. One of the most common experiences for the first timers or the beginners for neurodynamic breathwork is the sensory experience. Once you start breathing, the energy starts moving and your body starts feeling different things, and temperature, body temperature changes, and you all of a sudden you might start feeling extremely warm or extremely cold, and sometimes it might alternate hot and cold, hot and cold. So I recommend you to have an extra blanket within your reach. And tingly sensation and numbness over your fingertips, toes, entire facial muscles, or sometimes the entire body. And there are people reported that they felt whole body was numbed and became like a mummy, couldn't move. But don't be alarmed. Whatever weird thing happened to you physically, it is the effect of your breath work session. So just stay with it. Be curious with it. Stay with it. And then, what's going to happen? How is it going to shift? And just be curious and stay with it and keep breathing and stay with it. Focus is all internal. Internal. Yes. You don't have to analyze it. Just to go with it. Yeah. Stay with it as long as you can. But one thing I need to warn you is a thing called the tetany. This happens people who's having a very stressful times recently, and your body unconsciously stored those stress and tension inside, and then chunk of this bioenergy starts to be released. It comes out to the fingertips, and then sometimes when you want to relax your body completely, you might have done this like a create this counter effect. Just like tense up your body, tighten up your body as much as you can, and then you can release it. The body knows how to do it innately. So before it gets released, the chunk of your bioenergy released through your fingertips, sometimes it clogs and stagnate in your hands, and then becomes like this or like that, or coughs, and it becomes sometimes very intense and tight and painful. But that happens, it's all good because that much energy is ready to get released. So you can focus, you just focus on breathing, and then, but so just to stay with it. But when this becomes too intense, you can use the 3 keys tips that I explained to bring yourself into deeper experience, which is one is emotions, second is movement, third is making sound. So this becomes too intense, you can just release it with voice, like, what is happening to me? Go away, I hate this. Or movement, and then emotions come out scary, you can just release it with the sound, like go away. Or movement, you can even create more pressure to, you can, if you can press it like this or tighten it, or if you're sitting, you can grab a part of you, the chair you're sitting on, or when you're laying down, you can press your hand against the floor to release it. You can do it, or move your arms, or shake it, shake your hand, or whatever. Just tune inside of your body and what your body wants to do, inclining to do, follow it. Yeah, make a sound or feel more. And yes, allow your emotions to come up and be scared or like be excited, or yes, that's you can do. And that's your breathwork experience. So whatever weird things happen, don't be alarmed, don't give up, don't quit in the middle of it. It is your yummy part of your breathwork session, that your innate body's intelligence is doing this, working for you. So just allow it, whatever shows up, and then just embrace it. If you can, embrace it and go with it, go with the flow. That is going to be your experience. It's all good. Weird things, strange things, that's all good. And emotions, it's all good. So other experiences are biographical experience and perinatal experience and transpersonal experience might happen. Some people have just one experience, and some people have a series of experiences or multiple different types of experiences in one session. Either physical release or emotional release, there is no better or worse. Each session stands on its own and it's different, and there is no better or worse, or good or bad. Whatever unusual thing happens, that's part of your breathwork process, your journey towards self-discovery. They're all good. Um, all you need to do is to let go of your intentions and expectations and allow whatever your body's innate healing potential wants to bring up for you, for your awareness. So it will be recognized by you so that it can be processed and released. Allow your body's inner healing potential to do its work for you and receive whatever shows up without naming, judging, or comparing. So now how to breathe. Breathing technique. There are 4 points of this breathing. So one is mouth breathing. At least the beginning, we strongly recommend to start breathing throughout mouth. And then second is diaphragm breathing. And third is create a circle of breath. And fourth is take full deep breath. So I'll go each one of them. In and out through the mouth is because the most important thing about this breathing technique is to take full deep breath. So in order to do so, if you are breathing through your mouth, it's much easier to do that. And also it's much easier to start to make sound if your body starts to incline to do so. So and also when we were super emotional, we're always breathing through our mouth. So it might get easier to tap into your emotional energy stagnated in your body to get released. So those are the point of mouth breathing, at least the first 10-15 minutes. Yes. And second is diaphragm breathing. So first time is you might want to practice with me. You can put one hand on your chest and one hand in your lower abdominal area. And then when you inhale, your whole torso expands, so it pushes your hands out. And exhale, it contracts back in. Imagine you're filling up your whole lungs, and lungs are really big. So when I really breathe deep, my side, my whole torso, even my back expands. So this is kind of image, your whole torso expands. You become big by breathing, yes. And also create a circle of breath. That means like no gaps between inhaling and exhaling. So that's that cycle. Create a circle of breath. You can do that without creating any pause between inhaling and exhaling. And fourth is most important part of is to take full deep breath. So in order to do so, you have to have your body relax, especially your muscle, neck and shoulder and chest area needs to be, upper arm needs to be relaxed completely. So obviously this is not a fire breath, like, and it is hard to keep doing that all the way through to the breathwork session. So just to relax your body. So you can start sitting up very comfortably with back support, or you can lay down on the floor. If you have a big fluffy pillow, you would like to avoid, because that could lift your neck up and that would just clog your airline here. So it's better to have your straight neck when you lay down on the floor. And this is a closed eye experience, so keep your eyes closed all the way through the music set from the beginning, light guided meditation to the end. Keep your eyes closed so you can use eye masks or scarves if you would like to, or you don't have to. Just but keep your eyes closed all the way through. Um, so we normally don't really breathe well. Our breathing is very shallow, unfortunately, because there's so much like chatter, mind chatter in our head. So this is your opportunity to quiet your mind chatter and take the breath of life as much as you want and allow your body to enjoy it and release whatever it wants to release. And you don't have to keep the same breathing pace all the way through the music set. After the music starts, and somewhere in the middle of the music set, there might be a point when your body finds its own natural rhythm and take it over the process. Then you can let go of the breathing technique and allow your body to do whatever it wants to do. There is not specific timing. Some people get into the state a few minutes into the music, or some people might take half an hour, or emotions start welling up um, even before the music starts. Then allow your emotions to show up and forget about the breathing pace or technique. That is your breathwork experience. So stay with it as long as you can. And when emotions show up, a weird thing happens, sensation starts happening. That is your breathwork experience. So stay with it as long as you can. And when your body finds its own breathing pace, and if your body wants to slow down the breathing, you can slow down the breathing. And if your body wants to hold the breath for a while, then follow the lead and hold the breath as long as you feel like it. You don't need to keep the same breathing pace all the way through. If your mouth gets dry and uncomfortable, then you can switch to nose breathing or a combination of nose and mouth breathing. Whatever your body finds its more natural and effortless way, then you can follow it. Um, when mind chatter comes back, only the time mind chatter comes back, am I breathing right? Or, oof, where was I? I just came back because this music is awful and it pulls me back from my beautiful experience. And then, can I go back? And nothing is happening. I might be the only person not feeling anywhere. Why not me? Oh, so those things are happening in a start narrative started happening. Then it is the time to refocus on your breathing. Yes, it is like a rowing a boat. Row your boat and coasting. Breathe, 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 and then coasting with your journey or experience. Yes, and then mind chatter comes back. Breathe, 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 and coasting, another experience. Yeah, take you to the journey. So you just go with it. Yes. The music set is about 60 minutes and it is designed to follow a certain trajectory. It is very important to stay all the way through to the end of the music set. This is your breathwork journey. So you really don't want to quit in the middle of the ride. Even your journey turns out to be dark or difficult, stay with it because you have no idea when a breakthrough moment happens or what is waiting for you at the end of the journey. Let the final 2 or 3 gentle tracks to do the integration. Some people get the deepest experience or receive insights or downloads about the end of the session. So stay with it, please. Also, if the music set is already soft and you feel absolutely complete and happy with your experience, then you can just bring your breath down to a normal pace and then listen to the music and stay there with your inner stillness and your inner wisdom and celebrating your journey today.
And here, because I must keep the safety and the integrity of this breathwork session, there are 4 things I would like you to agree on. One is confidentiality. After this session, you're welcome to talk about your experience, but please do not share someone else's experience in such way that the person can be identified. Second, to have everybody feel safe enough to be vulnerable and share their personal journey after the breathing session. No recording allowed any part of the session so that people feel safe enough to participate in the session fully. The third agreement is that please do not physically harm yourself or things, objects around you. If you feel the urge to punch something, please use a cushion or pillow for that release and do not physically harm yourself. No punching, slapping, scratching, or choking yourself, please. The fourth agreement is that no shares of political views and opinions during sharing. Since people might be emotionally sensitive, raw, or very vulnerable coming out of breathing session, we need to be kind and respectful to each other. So please refrain from sharing anything of a political nature.
And then if you have any questions here, you can type into the chat box. And now please close all the other windows to the internet, including email, in order to avoid glitch to the music. And please close all the other windows to the internet except for the Zoom. And for smartphone users, please close all the other apps. Open right now. Another thing to make sure is that you do not have any contraindications. And let me screen share the list of the contraindication.
If you are under age of 18 without written parental consent, pregnancy, high blood pressure that is not controlled with medication, cardiovascular disease, and or irregularities including prior heart attack, aneurysms. If either you've had an aneurysm or if more than one person in your immediate family, parents, siblings, or children has had one, history of strokes, seizures, or TIAs. If you're taking prescription blood thinning, anti-clotting medications such as Coumadin, epilepsy, detached retina, glaucoma, osteoporosis, because during the session you might start to thrash your limbs and you don't want to hit hard objects to break bones. So if it's a serious case, then osteoporosis is a contraindication. Prior diagnosis by a health professional of bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, hospitalization for any psychiatric condition or serious emotional crisis in past 10 years, such as an attempted suicide, nervous breakdown, or psychotic break. PTSD. If you currently have symptoms of severe PTSD, please check in with us before breathing. If you have asthma, you are welcome to breathe, but you must have your inhaler available within your reach. Prior physical injuries that are not fully healed and could be re-injured through intense movement. If you're not sure if these apply to you or not, please hold off from participating in today's session and email us for clarification at integrationsupport@breathworkonline.com. And if this is your first time in using a free coupon, then you can also ask them for another free session if you're clear to go, and they will take care of you.
What is going to happen next is a sound check. Then I will give you a minute to get ready and you will start hearing me guide you for a relaxation exercise and start breathing together with the guidance followed by the music. And after about 60 minutes of breathing session, I will welcome you back with a short guided meditation. Then we'll have a sharing session. Sharing is not mandatory. You don't have to share, but I highly recommend you stay and listen to other people sharing. It's powerful and moving, and you might also feel validated or receive clarity about your experience. Once the music starts, there will be no guidance from my side because this experience is solely guided by your inner healing potential and that we're all born with. And this is an internal process, a deep inner work. So please keep your eyes closed all the way through to the end of the music set, except for the two occasions too. One is when you have to go to bathroom, then you really have to take care of yourself. But please be careful when you stand up. Sometimes coming out of a deep breathwork experience, you might lose balance or you become wobbly. So if you can remember, please hold on to something when you stand up to go to bathroom. The second thing is when you feel absolutely stuck. But when you think like, oh, nothing is happening, or I cannot keep going on anymore, then just pay attention to what kind of feeling is attached to the thought. It could be tiny irritation, frustration, disappointment, sadness, anger, or even boredom. Then make it big. You can be the most frustrated or disappointed person you can ever be. Emotions are always a doorway to your experience for releasing. So also tune inside of your body's impulses and see if your body wants to make sounds or move or change your body position or change your breathing pace to slower or deeper. And after you tried everything, then you still feel absolutely stuck or cannot keep going on anymore. Then you can open your eyes and type into the chat box and send me a private message. I'll be this side holding space for you and respond to support you.